Alright guys, it's been a while since I posted something, but I'm trying to get back into this to help my students. And a lot of questions I get about are, how can we help with sanitation mistakes on the practical exam? You can perform a flawless facial, perfect extractions, perfect massage, perfect timing, everything. And you can still fail your practical exam because of what you did in the first 90 seconds before you ever touch the mannequin. So sanitation is a section people study least and lose the most points on. So let's fix that. Quick framing before we start. Every state runs its own exam, right? And a lot of them use the NIC practical. The specific point values and required steps vary. So your candidate handbook is the actual source of truth. Not me, not TikTok. Just download it. Read the scoring rubric. It tells you exactly what they're looking for. What I'm giving you is the pattern underneath all of them, the 5 behaviors that examiners are trained to watch and why they actually exist, right? Understand the why and you stop memorizing and you just do it right automatically. So mistake number 1, treating hand washing as a formality. Most candidates wash their hands, fewer wash them as a scored performance. The examiner isn't checking that the soap touched your skin. They're checking duration, coverage, and sequence between the fingers, under the nails, wrists, and they're watching what you touch after. Because if you wash your hands and then grab a doorknob, adjust your hair, or pick up your phone, you've reset to 0 and they saw it. So what's the science behind it? There's transient flora. The organisms you pick up from the surfaces sit loosely on the skin surfaces and come off with mechanical friction plus a surfactant like soap. That's why scrubbing time matters more than the soap being antibacterial. You are physically lifting organisms off, not killing them in place. It's mechanical. Do this. Wash at your station, hands stay in your working zone afterwards, and rewash anytime your hands leave that zone. So narrate it if your state allows. It makes the behavior visible to the scorer, all right? Mistake number 2, double dipping. You dip a spatula into the mask, right? Apply it to the client and go back into the jar with the same spatula. That's an instant deduction. And in some states, it's an automatic fail on that section. What's the science? That moment the spatula touches skin is carrying skin flora. So you got Staphylococcus epidermis, you got Cutibacterium acnes, whatever else is on the surface. Going back into the container inoculates that entire product, meaning it gets it dirty or infected. You've turned a jar of mask into a culture medium where bacteria can grow, and preservative systems and professional products are designed to handle manufacturing contamination, not repeated live inoculation by you. So instead, do this. Decant everything. Product comes out of the container once into a clean dish or palette before you start. If you need more, you get a new clean implement. Set your station up so this is easy, all right? Because you're under exam stress. You are in a difficult situation regardless, and it's not convenience. Mistake number 3, the dropped implement. Something falls, a brush, a spatula, a pair of tweezers. The wrong move is picking it up and continuing. The other wrong move is freezing. So just do this. The implement is contaminated the moment it hits the floor, period. Just pick it up, place it in a soiled container, wash your hands, and get a replacement from your clean supply. That's it. That's the whole procedure. Simple. Which means bring backups, backup brushes, backup spatulas, backup gloves. Candidates who fail this usually fail it because they had only one of something and no way to recover. Your kid should assume you will drop at least one thing. Mistake number 4, a station that doesn't have clean side and a dirty side. So clean implements, soiled implements, and trash all live in the same 18 inches. Examiners read your station layout as evidence of whether you understand contamination, and honestly, they're right to. If there's no physical separation, cross-contamination isn't a risk, it's a certainty. So do this. Set up a visible geography, right? Clean and covered on one side, a closed and labeled container for soiled implements on the other side. Trash separates from both. Disinfectant solution labeled with the product name, not an unmarked jar of blue liquid. Build the same layout every single time so you practice at home. On exam day, your hands should know where everything lives without your brain being involved, because your brain is going to be pretty busy. Mistake number 5, skipping client protection steps because it's a mannequin. The mannequin doesn't need a clean drape. The mannequin doesn't need you to check for contraindications. The examiner needs to see you do it anyway. You are being scored on whether you have internalized a professional protocol, not on whether the plastic head is comfortable. Every draping step, every protective step, every step you do for a real client, you do it here at full quality, out loud, where required. Same principle applies to your own protection. Gloves on when the procedure calls for them, gloves changed when they should be changed, and gloves off and disposed of properly. Got it? So 5 things. 1, hand washing is a scored performance, not a formality. 2, decant everything, never double dip. 3, dropped means contaminated and bring backups. 4, your station has a clean side and a dirty side. 5, the mannequin gets a full protocol. None of this is hard. All of it is a habit, which means the fix isn't studying harder the week before. It's practicing your setup and breakdown enough times that it becomes boring. If you want the station checkup list that I use, it's linked below. And tell me in the comments which states you're testing in and when. I want to know who's coming up, and it helps me make these more specific for you guys. Pass your exam. Go be great at it. Bye.